Welcome back. I'm sure we've done till where John was 16 years old and his uncle had given him the keys. He was somewhat the master of the house. Now let's see here what happens after that. He took the responsibility of the whole house. He used to run around, take care of everything. He was very happy. He tried to peep through the keyhole of an attic, of a room in the attic. So there was a room in the attic of his uncle's house. He wanted to look what is there in it, but never saw except old. But he never got to see anything inside it except an old trunk. One day his uncle received a letter. There was a foreign mark on it, foreign stamp, and it was from Pondicherry. Now, the moment his uncle opened the letter, there were letters written on the letter, the three alphabets, K, K, K. And the moment he opened the letter, out jumped five orange pips, right? Seeds, five orange seeds. And the moment he saw it, he got scared. However, John, he thought it was funny. He was about to laugh, but the moment he saw his uncle's expressions, he was scared. His uncle sent him to go and get his Horshams lawyer. The moment lawyer came, he wrote his will. He made John a witness and he wrote everything that he owned into his father's name. That would ultimately come to John. After that, he tells John that, see, if you enjoy my state in peace, if you enjoy my property in peace, well and good. But if you do not, then you can pass it over to your deadliest enemy. I saw the box he had carried earlier lying on the table, open and empty. Okay, now finally, this is the time when John was able to see that box, that trunk that was there in the room in the attic. I was surprised to see the treble K printed on the lid. There were ashes on some burnt paper in the grate. So there were ashes again. Maybe somebody must have received that same kind of a letter with same five orange pips earlier as well. So what he did, he signed the paper. My uncle changed from that day. He drank more and more, carried a revolver, and kept himself locked for most of the time. I hope you understand this story is actually narrated by John to Sherlock Holmes. Please keep that thing in mind. Then he says here, to cut my story short, there came a night when he went out and never came back. We found him lying under downward in a pool near the foot of the garden. There was no mark of violence on him, and the water in the pool was only 2 feet. The police gave the verdict of suicide. My father became the owner of the estate and 14,000 pounds which were in his name in the bank. So that's the thing. His uncle got a mysterious letter with 3 alphabets K, 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 and of course it had 5 orange pips. The moment his uncle saw it, somehow he knew that now he should wait for his death. However, before dying, he signed everything. He gave his will. He made his will, and everything was given to John and his father. Holmes interrupted the young man to know some specific dates. Now, when he was continuing with his story, Holmes interrupted him. He said, "I want some specific dates." Now, Holmes wanted to connect all the dots. The letter arrived on 10th March 1883. My uncle died 7 weeks later on the night of May 2nd, answered the young man. My father came to live at Horsham and nothing happened till January 85. Then we were having breakfast together one day when my father gave a sharp cry. He had an open envelope in one hand and 5 dried orange pips in the other, with the alphabets again K, K, K. Now, he had come here to tell Sherlock Holmes that his father has also received the same kind of a letter. Okay, now this time the postmark was of Dundee. It's another place, another port. I told my father that the paper must have been the one my uncle destroyed. We had found nothing in the attic when we searched it after his death. My father laughed and thought it was a joke and stopped me from going to the police. Now maybe his father, he took it very lightly. He thought maybe it's a joke and he didn't even let John go to police. Now on the third day after receiving the letter, my father went to meet a friend of his, Major Freebody. He did not return that day. Now his father, he went to meet his friend, but he never came back. The very next day I received a telegram from the major imploring me to come at once to Portsdown Hill. My father had fallen over one of the deep chalk pits which were abound in that place. He was lying dead with a broken skull. There was no sign of violence on him, and the jury gave the verdict death from accidental causes. Now this is the reason why John was worried. First his uncle died, second his own father died because of that letter. Right? We'll continue with the same story in the next video. Thank you.